Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here, and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Today, I'm excited to bring on my buddy Brian Hershman, who is the owner of IndiHoops.com and Top Gun Basketball Academy. Brian, I'm really glad you come on the show today to talk a little bit about what you're doing down in the San Diego area or in Southern California with basketball and with youth, and fill us in what's going on down there and how what's exciting to talk about.
Indy Hoops is a national directory of club and travel basketball teams, or AAU. There was nothing like that before. It was about organizing it all in the same place. And the IndiWorld Championship was something that we did. We really like the 8th grade level. It's when basketball starts to really look like the game. They start to mature. And that's really the last year before high school where things get extremely serious. So we wanted to make something like the Little League World Series, where every kid knows about it. It's something to aspire to, and eventually you are crowned as the champion of the world, essentially. So we started off last year with 10 teams from across the country. A team from Florida came out and played a team from Minnesota, and it was a lot of fun. And this year we've got a really big things planned for it. So I'm excited to share the changes in the second iteration.
Wow. So basically what you're doing is you're bringing all these teams. Are they from across the country, or where are you getting the teams from?
Yeah, so we do the rankings. We're really well known for club power rankings. We don't rank players. I don't think we ever will. Especially, I don't believe in the rankings, even 8th grade below. I think the rankings, as you know, Nick, it's hard to project at that age. I mean, you kind of can, but a lot of things have to happen. So, but we think that the club rankings is fun because, well, is it about the ranking? No, but we want to bring this back to, and one of I listen to the common complaints about AAU. It's all individual. There's no coaching. And so, yeah, there's some of that in high school, and that's going to happen. But in middle school, I think it's very important for them to get a great foundation. So we wanted to bring back a sense of winning. I hear that complaint, winning. So we wanted to set up a structure, and we got the teams from across the country. The way that we started it was we took the top teams in each NBA city. So there's 32 NBA cities. We added some, San Diego and Las Vegas since we were there. So we invited the top ones, and we eventually got to about 10 next year. So that's what we did, and we had teams from across the country. My ultimate vision is to get just the Little League World Series sets it up with 8 domestic teams and then 8 international. And that's the 16 that play at Williamsport. So I think this year we're going to expand to Canada. Eventually, I think it would be cool for everyone to converge like the Little League World Series, put it on TV. And I think that one thing that most people don't realize is how exciting 8th grade basketball is. Mm-hmm. Every single time someone sees it, they're like, I thought that kid looks like he's in college. That kid looks like in high school. Some of these kids some are older, but we had this kid named Dudley Blackwell. He's from Florida. He's about 6'5", and he was unbelievably athletic, skilled. He tried to dunk on 2 guys in the championship. Eventually was invited to USA Basketball. Now people were like, everyone assumed that he was older. Come to find out, he was completely within eligibility. He was 14 years old. We looked at their birth certificate. So it's really exciting.
So I guess what we can expect and what we saw in the first year was a lot of good system basketball with guys sharing the ball and not doing the typical AAU one-on-one with 8 guys under the basket scrumming for the rebound.
Yeah, I mean, that's been typically the complaint of AAU. Actually, at the high school level, there's some complaints and things, but like now that Nike's involved with Peach Jam and Adidas and Under Armour, so even some of these independent, you're starting to see a lot better basketball. Yeah, you still see that, but yeah, the most common thing that we heard at our event was, wow, this looks like high school kind of basketball. All the coaches were really impressive. The thing about it was we were able to really qualify these coaches as well. We didn't just invite anybody, and we invited quality talent. The funny thing is, I'll just say this one thing. The problem a lot with youth basketball is that the 8th graders that are really, really good now, and they think that they're the top ones and elite, are usually a lot of times don't really pan out anyway. It's really the kids that are still developing and still moving a little bit awkward sometimes. So, to the point of that, the play was really, really good. I think it's only going to get better. And I think there just needs to be a system where winning is encouraged. I know that high school is about showcasing because it's about scholarships, but eighth grade is not about scholarships. It's about the experience and still building. I like the development aspect, and that's why I like the 5th to 8th grade, because you can really create habits. By the time you're in high school, the way that you shoot is kind of the way that you shoot, and people don't want to touch it. But in 7th grade, 6th grade, you've got a huge opportunity, 8th grade still, to really set them up for the rest of their career.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm excited to see more of what you have in store for us. I'm going to break down some plays after this, too, so everyone else can get a handle on what we're talking about, because it's good basketball. There are recognizable sets. Guys are also getting their individual plays when they want them, and they can ISO, shooting from deep. Really great stuff. And I think the notion of the World Series of club basketball at the 8th grade level is a really great way to describe it. And we need that. There's no question that we should have something that is more unifying and gets more attention at that level, without question.
Yeah, I think that the cool thing about Little League World Series is you've got these kids that are really emulating the pros. Now, I know that there is a lot of isolation as well in pros and a lot of threes. You see the kids, pulling up. You'll see that. But you also will see them emulating the good things about the NBA, running some horn sets, hammer, copying some of the things that the Spurs do or things in the NBA. So I would like to see that as well. Having the coaches really get into a little bit back into it's not all about X's and O's. You need talent. But if you have talent and then you bring the X's and O's in, then you're becoming elite and really special. And now you really have a chance to win this world championship or be elite. So.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Brian, to break some stuff down for us and explain what's going on. Looking forward to it. And if you want any more information, sports fans, in the description below, you'll find the links there. And we can check everything out there. Well, thanks for joining us, Brian. And don't forget, sports fans, at BBALLBreakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in? Are you in, Brian?
Absolutely in. I'm excited, Nick. Thank you. Thanks for having me.